I have been super emotional the last couple of days, and I'm not one to get emotional. Ask anyone in my life. I don't cry like ever, so I am chalking me being emotional up to the fact that I'm exhausted and feel sleep deprived. It's about to be that time of month, and I turned 32 this month, and I'm still single. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but it's been crossing my mind a lot this past month. Well, really past couple of days since like it became September. I've been single for 4 years, and it really sucks being the only person in your friend group that's single, the only one pretty much in your life without a life partner. And I think all the time about how much easier my life would be if I had someone to share that with, if I had someone to share the financial burden with, someone to help with cooking, someone to help with cleaning, how less stressed I would be, because I feel like I take on a lot and I do a lot, not only for myself, but the people in my life. And I am so tired of people telling me, oh, you're gonna find him when you least expect it. Oh, stop looking for him and it'll happen. Or maybe you need to work on yourself. Listen, I've been working on myself for 4 freaking years. I've been single for 4 years, and part of that's my own choice because I got out of a really bad relationship and I decided I was never going to settle for less ever again. So part of that is my own choice. But while I don't go on a ton of dates, I do go on dates. Sometimes I went to a dating event recently, and I know people that have gone on one date from a dating app and they find their partner, and here I am still single. And to be frankly honest, it sucks. And it sucks being the only person in my life without that life partner. And I'm trying really hard not to cry. But a lot of times I'm terrified that I'm never going to find that person. I'm terrified that by the time I do find that person, I'm not going to be able to have kids. And I know that science has evolved and women are having children later and later in life, but it's still in the back of my mind a lot of times, trying not to cry, trying to hold it together. But yeah, it sucks. And unless you've been in this position, like, you really can't and don't understand. And like I said, I'm tired of people saying you'll find it when you least expect it, stop looking and it'll happen. Like, no. Like, have you been in the dating world recently? Because no, that's not how it works at this point. And yeah, truthfully, it sucks. And that's where I'm at right now. I turned 32 in like 25 days, I think. And like I said, it just sucks being at this point in my life. And a lot of times I am okay being single because I'm okay going and doing stuff by myself, or I like my alone time, but like, I still want that life partner to be able to do things with, and to help share the financial burden, to help share the burdens of life and the day-to-day, and someone to be my first call when things are good, when things are bad. Or, someone that I'm their first call. So yeah, just like I said, it sucks. And I'm really emotional about it right now. And tomorrow, I probably won't even be crying about it. And I don't cry about it often or like ever. But here I am tonight. And you know what? again, it just, like I said, it's a hard place to be. And if you've ever been in this position, I truly don't understand. And honestly, I'm tired of taking advice or people trying to give me advice that haven't been in this position, because it's the same advice of maybe you need to work on yourself and you'll find him whenever you least expect it. Stop looking for him and it'll happen. That's pretty much the advice that I get. And to be frankly honest, like, I'm so tired of that advice. So if those are one of the things that you're gonna tell me, please don't. So yeah, if you're in the same position as me, you're not alone. And I know that it sucks.
So it sounds like a lot of the fear is coming from the fact that nobody is picking you. And I say that delicately. This is what a lot of modern women go through. Basically, they go through a relationship or they go through their 20s. And, honestly and truly, it is what men have said for them to watch out for. You're out here messing around with a person that you're not supposed to be messing around with. And then you get down the road and you're like, dang, why did I spend all that time in that relationship with that person? But it really depends. If you just got out of a 4-year, well, I've been single for 4 years by choice. So if you're just about to turn 32, you're 31 now, 4 years ago, 27, maybe 27. And so let's say you got into that relationship for about 2 years, 25, right? So what were you doing before that? Right. And I'm kind of loose on that. And I don't want to drill down too much into that, but this is kind of what men say, kind of keep your options open. You kind of need to be evaluating who you're with and who you're spending your time with, because you never really truly know what that person is doing and where they're going. So you have to pay attention and observe. Is it hard? Absolutely. But this is what society in general, not just for dating, but they tell men to do. You got to watch out for this. You got to look out for that. You got to be prepared for this. You got to be prepared for that. And men, this is exactly what men be saying. My head is spinning. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't even know how to get money yet. I'm just trying to figure out who I am, what I'm actually good at. Men say this all the time, right? But over time, they can't get attention, or they don't really get attention until they get like 30, 35, because that's when it starts to all click, right? I get it. You're saying, man, I got out of that relationship and I raised my standards to say I'm never going through that again. So when I raise my standards and I'm a good person, how come people won't pick me? Like, I'm going to these events, I'm putting myself out there. Why am I not getting picked? It's a common fear. I can't even say that you did anything wrong. I think it's a common fear of all modern women. This is just the reality of it, so there's women in the comments trying to keep her encouraged, saying, man, I was 35 and I got married. Another woman saying, I don't think she said she's married, but she just said she's 38, right? 34. And I was at my worst. Now I'm 38 and I'm doing a little bit better. So yeah, it is what it is.
I'm just wondering why, when a mom is raising babies on her own, we're calling it a single mother household and not a absent father household. And I'm also wondering why, when a dad chooses to participate in his fatherhood, we are saying, oh, he's such a family guy. He's such an involved dad. Baby, I've never heard a woman described as such a family woman. She's such a family girl. She's such an involved mother. It's amazing. What?
But you do hear them describe her as strong and powerful and the strongest woman I know. Stop hating.
She's saying that she's unfulfilled. That's okay. She wanted to be a career woman. She didn't want to have kids. Now she's not a career woman. Now she has mad kids. Like, that isn't okay. That's more than okay to say. It's important to say that on a public platform. Because for so long, women have just silently suffered in misery. And the silence is what keeps the patriarchy going, right? The silence is what makes little girls grow up and be like, I want to get married. If you knew the truth, you would not want to get married. Marriage, literally statistically proven, marriage shaves years off of a woman's life, causes all these comorbidities. Like, She's being honest, and you guys are hating on her for it. Talking about something, well, you know how many women would kill to be in your position? I hope none. I hope there's 0 women who would kill to be in her position. I hope there's 0 women who want to play second fiddle to someone in a life they never wanted to live.
Honestly, I don't really even know where she got that statistic from. I pulled my own statistics here, and it talks about married women in 2 forms here, right? So you have TLE and ALE. Okay, I'll say that again, TLE and ALE, right? So TLE is total life expectancy. ALE is active life expectancy, and I'll explain a little bit here. So total life is how long we expect you to live overall. Active life is how long you active throughout that life. So say, for instance, if a married woman gets to be about 65, she's got a total life expectancy of, say, 21 years left. So we expect her to pass away right around 86 years old. Okay. We expect her to be active, ALE, until she's about 78, 79, somewhere in that range. In the last 8 years, might be chronic illness or chronic pain, might be disability, one of those things, right? Which, you know, kind of makes sense because the body starts to break down. But it does make sense that you have kids, and I'm not saying that unmarried people don't have, or unmarried women specifically don't have kids. It's just that, you know, a lot of times in marriage, you get married, and one of the things that you do is you have kids. So your kids come and take care of you, at least look after you or whatever and whatnot, even if they don't do a great job of it, to be honest, right? But if you take those statistics, the study here is estimating that married women have about 1.5 years of total life expectancy more. So whereas a woman that's married might live until about 86, what's that, 1.5 years, maybe somewhere around 84 and a half years old, we can expect that, to be the total life expectancy for an unmarried woman. Now, when you think about them being active, it shave about 2 full years off of that. So you can expect the unmarried woman to be active till around about 76, 77, somewhere around that area. So I'm not sure where she got those numbers from. Like they want to demonize marriage because they be picking the wrong people. And yeah, if you're in a stressful relationship, it shaves years off of your life. And that goes for anything. If you're at a stressful job, it literally can and will shave years off of your life. Literally.
Trying to understand why I look this good and I am this single. Like, I have my own money, I have my own mind, I have my own business, but I don't have my own man. Like,
who is like so ready to get married. I'm sick of being single. I'm sick of having to tell people, like, yes, I'm single, because I so badly want my husband. I have so much love that I'm ready to give, and I'm just ready to be taken. I'm ready for a ring to be on this finger once and for all. Not just engaged, married.
Where the fuck do y'all be hanging out? Because wherever that is, I want to be there. Want to know why? Because yes, I do want you to chase me. I do want you to pursue me. I do want you to do everything in your power to try to win me over. But I also want to chase you and pursue you. But for some reason, the average man doesn't want that or like that, which puts me in a very difficult position because I love a chase. I love a good chase. And I know that as a woman, that shouldn't be my role, but I can't help it. This is who I am. This is who I've been my whole entire life.
Question for all the hot single men out there. Where are you? No, seriously, where are you? Because you're not out at the weekends. You're not in some quaint little coffee shop reading a book, being all sexy and mysterious. You're not on Hinge or Bumble. You are certainly not on Tinder. So where are you? Where is your location? My phone has never been so dry. My phone is drier than the grits the UK government are not using to grit the roads and pavements this winter. That's how fucking dry my phone is. Like, do you all just group together and go live in some far off island in the middle of nowhere? It would make fucking sense by this point. I could not tell you the last time I met a guy who was really attractive, funny, had the personality of more than a fucking teaspoon. So where are you? Help a gal out this festive season. Drop your location.
It's a little bit unfair. I'm so over waiting. Like, when is it gonna be my turn? What did I do wrong? The thing is, I don't even want to be getting married or having kids right now, but I'm just starting to get nervous. What is wrong with me? I don't know why it's so easy for some people. I just feel like I'm never gonna find the person, if I even have a person. And I don't want to sit around swiping on dating apps and going on these first dates where you just sit down and you're like, let's see if we like each other. It just feels so forced. I don't want to be alone forever. I feel like we're playing musical chairs, and if I don't spend time on it right now, then I'm going to be the last one standing up when everyone sits down and everyone's going to get married and start having kids, and then I'm just going to be like the last single person and no one is going to have time for me. Like, I didn't have a bad childhood. It wasn't like super traumatic.
What are your standards
But
look
then,
like?
if it wasn't purity culture that messed me up and made me afraid to like date and take risks, then what is it? Like, why am I such a... I just feel like I'm always working so hard on something. I'm always working toward a goal. Like, when is it gonna be my turn to like fall in love and relax and like chill? Even with content has been so cool over the past few months, but I still don't feel like I'm in a place where I have like such an engaged community that I can relax. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what people want to see from me, and that's so consuming. And when stuff doesn't do well, it just feels like my life isn't interesting enough. God, I always used to say that, like, how can you even record if you're that upset?
That's your problem. These modern women, that is not funny. These modern women have gone so far. They thought they had all the answers, but as you can see here, the woman with the green hoodie on, sweatshirt. I like that sweatshirt, by the way. This is what happens. This is what you can expect. More of the same.
I just spent the morning paying bills and I'm done. Like, I'm done. I don't care anymore, and here's what needs to happen. One of you needs to move to Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada and marry me. You don't need to love me. Hell, you barely even need to hang out with me. We can be like most normal married couples and not have sex and barely talk. But we can split the bills. And who knows? Who knows? I'm not cooking. I don't go in the kitchen. But I'm a pretty good cuddler, if that even comes up.
Useless.
You live your life, I'll live my life. Sure, we share a bed because I have a small house and there's not a lot of bedrooms. But, that's okay.
I have come to the realization that in my 27 years of life, I have never received the bare minimum from men. I went on a first date last night. The date was on Long Island. He was from Long Island. I'm from Queens. The date was 15 minutes from his house. This man drove to Queens to pick me up and then drive me back to Long Island to then drive me back home. Okay, first, that's for starters. Then he tells me I'm outside. Okay, I walk outside. He's standing outside waiting holding the door open for me. I've never had that happen. Then he proceeded to hold every single door, pull out chairs for me, order for me. I'm like, gentlemen exist? This doesn't just happen in movies?
Leave y'all alone. I just want to know, when are we as women gonna take accountability for the men that we choose and the things that we like? A lot of us women, we do not know how to choose a good man for nothing. And we have good men approach us all the time. Most women that I know, most women that I meet, we have all had experiences where we had a good man. We had somebody who would have treated us right, loved us right, cared for us, provided for us. That is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a woman to attract that.
And they don't.
Most women that I know who actually are worthy of having, they have had somebody cross their paths that would have been good to them, that would have appreciated them, that tried to love them. Myself included. Hello. Myself included. I've had it.
But if you're a woman that is under 5'5",
Leave the tall men alone. There are so many short guys that want a shot with a hot check that's petite.
It's giving insecure.
And there's a lot of tall women that need tall men. Like, I have a friend and she's literally 5 foot. 5 foot. And she's like, I love tall guys because they can just like throw me around. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I like guys that are like 6 foot and up. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. I'm like, you're 5 foot tall. If you dated someone 5'9", that's 9 inches taller than you.
5'5".
What else do you need? 9 inches is significant. You have to be with someone that's 6'4" in order to achieve the same height gap. And you know what? Like, there's a lot more men that are 5'9" than 6'4", trust me.
Right.
And yes, you love who you love, but from experience,
you need to pick somebody
I can tell
else.
you, I have never been with a guy that I felt like I could be thrown around by.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only 5'7", like I'm not even that tall. Like, leave the tall men alone.
I mean, that's just the thing though. They worry about the stuff that they don't need to be worried about. I want a man that's gonna manhandle me, that's gonna pick me up and throw me over the couch or power bomb me over the stove. Would that be nice to have if you want to be roughed up? Sure. But do you need that? No, you don't. No, you really don't. Y'all be passing on good men that you can have a great future with, a great life with, for foolishness. Because y'all, anyway.
I will cook for you. I will clean for you. I will submit to you. Let me submit. But I was watching this podcast, right? This girl, she was a little older, period. But one thing I will not do is meet you at the front door, untie your shoes, and take them off your feet. And I find it suspicious that you're letting me do that. And this is just my opinion. Shout out to the girls that want to do that, but I refuse. Me, I think a lot of women take being submissive and being grateful that they're saved interchangeably, and I don't like that.
I mean, if that's not something that you want to do, then that's not something that you want to do. Have y'all ever thought it's suspicious that a man meets you at the door with flowers every single day? You don't find that suspicious that a man just, upon meeting you the first time, wants to buy you a $500 dinner, flowers galore, sends you like huge flowers the next day, a huge bouquet of flowers the next day, sends you and it picks you up and then sends you home in an Uber Black? Y'all don't find that suspicious? No. Because you love it. That's something that you want to do. But God forbid a woman want to be there taking care of her man. Come on, guys.
A lot of incels believe that women shouldn't sleep around with men, and I have to agree, but for completely different reasons. You see, an incel thinks that women shouldn't sleep around because we lose value and we become spoiled goods. Whereas I just believe a lot of men aren't deserving of pleasure. Like, I don't think you lose worth every single time you have sex, but that is worth something to men. So if they aren't doing anything to get it, if they aren't taking you out, courting you, giving you attention, at the very least, being there for you emotionally, then you owe it to yourself to not let them have access to you.
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say. These modern women don't think straight. They don't think critically. So they just passing it around. It's not about the man, it's about them.
Question for men. Do we know about the woodwork? The woodwork, you know, like where the wall meets the carpet? Because it'd be best if once in a while we decided to dust the woodwork. Cleaning the room doesn't mean just making the bed. It means dusting the woodwork.
Once again, I ask, what are y'all going to be doing? If the man is outside fixing the car, what are y'all going to be doing? Can a man make a video of this and tell the woman, hey, this is the gas pump. Hey, this is the car wash. Hey, this is the check engine light. When it comes on, there's something wrong with your car. Let me know. Hey, this is the gas light. When it comes on, your car is almost on E. Hey, this is the gas gauge. Don't let the gas needle get below this line.
I was really thinking about this morning. Having a figure sucks. I've been curvy my whole life. Like, literally always just had way more body than the girls that was my age. I've always been mistaken to be older than what I am. But I feel like having a body sucks more as a Christian because what's deemed modest on one body type is too much for me. And I always find that so interesting. And then, like, even in corporate, like, what's appropriate on one body type isn't appropriate on mine. So that's why I don't go based off all that, all them triple, double, quadruple standards that y'all got. I just wear whatever makes me feel cute and comfortable. I don't wake up in the morning like, how can I make the men fall today? That's never my thought. Like, I just get dressed.
I don't think men are expecting you to be able to hide your figure. That's just how you're made, right? The issue is that women are thirst trapping. They're intentionally wearing shorts, like say for instance to the gym, that create something that isn't even there. Like a woman might not have no booty, but these shorts are making it to where the thing looks halfway decent and it's not even there. They have things to push up, squeeze in, and present as if she has something up top, and she literally does not. It's to entice. It's to greatly. It's one thing to enhance. It's another thing to greatly enhance. That's the problem. It'd be one thing if you're trying to accentuate your body type. You don't need to be going out. I mean, don't wear a sheet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to wear a sheet or anything. But some of these ladies, they're wearing something so form-fitted, and especially in church, it's wild. It's wild. Anytime you can bend over and I can see your line through, like it'd be one thing to see the line, but it's almost as if the line is the dress. Like that's a part of the dress. That's crazy work. I can see every detail of your body. When you bend over, that's too tight. That's too much. There's looking cute, and then there's like thirst trapping. That's what these modern women are doing.
You just saw this video, and it's so true by this guy that whenever you hear the line, a real man, and then they say something right after it, it's always the worst thing in the world. They'll be like, a real man pays for all my rent and doesn't ask for anything in return. And you're like, I don't want to do that. A real man will work 80 hours a week, and if you even ask your wife, who is completely competent and capable of getting a job, to help you, then you're not being a real man. That is why the reverse of this is why I'm going to add on to his video. The reverse of this is like, now girls will be like, oh, so you want to be the woman. You want to be treated like a woman in a relationship. And it's like you just asking for like a basic level of respect. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Oh, you've texted me 5 times and you want me to text you first 1 time? Sounds like you want to be the woman in the relationship. It's like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right. Oh, you expect me to be like doing something to show that I appreciate the person that I've been with for the last 5 years? Yeah, sounds like this guy wants to be the woman. It's like every time I hear these stories that starts off with, you're a woman or a real man, it just sounds like your way of trying to manipulate me into enjoying treatment that I shouldn't really be enjoying, or vice versa. Moral of the story is don't get tricked into being disrespected, but that's just my opinion. But hey, what do you think?
When they say, I feel like as a man, you should just get up and walk out, bro.
Ugly girls and created the feminism movement. I'm not gonna lie.
Fellas, the shift is starting to happen. Our efforts are not going unseen. And the best part about this message is it's coming from someone that is conventionally attractive. Because we all know women love to discredit other women when they are not fitting the societal standards that they think are beautiful. View discretion is advised.
So realistically, if you think about it, every time you are out and you see a pretty girl and she has an ugly friend with her, what does that ugly friend do? She instantly jumps into lesbian defense mode because she is an ugly Betty. The bitch jealous. So when you try to talk to the cute girl, the ugly friend, you just like, leave her alone. She hates men. It's like, nah, you hate men. Back the fuck. You know what I mean? And she will keep going. And you've seen videos where the cute friend will even tell the ugly friend, like, no, it's cool. And she still will be like, absolutely the fuck, because she's not getting that same attention. So in the ugly girl's mind, men are evil. Men are aggressive. Men are everything bad because she can't fuck the one she wants. You know what I mean? And so she deflects that onto her cute friend.
Now, if I've never experienced that kind of interaction in real time, I would say she was cap. If I never experienced that. But she couldn't be more right. It's always the ugly women trying to play bodyguard for the fine women in the group. The concept itself is very sound. You can't really dissect it. Put a woman in almost any group. If she's not getting attention and the rest of the group is, it becomes everybody's problem. And because women thrive off the buddy system, one person's problem is everybody's problem. Unlike men, if I'm out with my boy and he's not getting no play, that's his issue to deal with. The most I can try to do is throw him an alley-oop. But if I don't get the ball in order to do that, that's something for him to figure out on his own.
And so then you also have another subcategory. So you you have ugly girls, you have built a reputation for themselves. They're sleeping around, they're collecting babies, they're collecting bodies. The bitches don't stop. And so after they're done living their whole life, now they're coming and looking for a man to save them, and no man is willing to save them. So again, they create the same agenda. Men are evil, men are monsters, men are selfish. No, you've been just two unlikable categories, and you've been going to attract what you put out, which is bullshit 24/7.
On behalf of all men, we're putting out a protective order for this young woman. Yep, we must protect her at all costs because she gets it. She gets it, like fully. She fully understands the concept that our decision making now affects our dating options in the future. You cannot now get upset that people don't want to take you seriously based on the things that you've done or that you're flat out unattractive to them. Our decision making shapes our character. If you do certain things, you become a certain way. That's just the way it is.
So, with that being that, it just grew so big with them just constantly projecting that message over and over and over because they're pretty. So you have girls that are pretty, but they're hot. And so you see them being pretty and hating men, and another girl jumps on because she's pretty and she hates men. You see an ugly girl, she's ugly and she hates men, and another ugly girl jumps on and she's ugly and she hates men, and it just keeps going.
I think this is the most sound explanation as to why feminism is so flawed. It's literally being led by ugly women and lesbians. And unfortunately, there are more of them than there are of regular attractive women. But I couldn't be more happy that some of them are actually starting to see the light. And like any other video, you ain't gotta listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
Well, I like that you mentioned the buddy system, because modern women are sitting up here gaslighting themselves, hyping themselves up foolishly to talk about we're all 10s, we're all equal. Okay then, why one or two of y'all getting all the attention if we're all 10s? You know what I mean? And so I got to keep everything on a playing field. I got to put my will and my desires on her who's getting approached and say, well, maybe she don't want you around. No, you don't want them around because you're not getting attention. Turns out you're not a 10 after all. Well, we're all beautiful in our own way. Maybe, but maybe you're not beautiful to them. That sounds harsh, but it is what it is.
Some women actually think that they're not having any luck in the dating world because their standards are too high. Well, I hate to bust your bubble, but it's not because your standards are too high. It's because you think a relationship is all about you. And let's be honest. Y'all go on the first date and y'all want the man to come looking dressed to the nines, smelling good, bring flowers, take you out to the nicest restaurant, just make the whole night, the whole date about you and whatever you want to do. Y'all want to be spoiled, praised, and catered to, but y'all don't put that same effort back. Like, a lot of y'all think that all you gotta do is show up and be pretty and you should get whatever you want. But that's not how relationships work. You want to be happy, but you don't put the same effort in to make him happy. You want to be prioritized, but you don't prioritize him. That's why a lot of men these days are done settling. Y'all like to call them zesty and say stuff like they want y'all to do the chasing, but I don't think that's it. I just think they're tired of the low effort that women give. Relationship is not about you being the main character. A relationship is about both of y'all showing up to serve each other. If that sounds like too much work, then maybe you're not ready for a relationship.
Really, what modern women be trying to do is just disrespect you into doing something for them. You know what I mean? Oh, a real man would have done this. And so they try to play on your pride and ego to make you do something. No, I'm not doing that. You say please, and you be nice, and you be kind to somebody, and that's how you get stuff done for you.
Do I look like anybody that would split anything? So you guys broke up at that point because no, this is the question. Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills? No. Okay.
And look at what happened. She caught herself flexing and got a bigger flex on her. Now he's with somebody he doesn't have to pay a dime for. So it didn't work. You lost them to somebody with more money that will do 50-50. Now he's with a tall glass of milk. Pause.
Now he's with Taylor Swift. They got engaged. Looks like they're about to get married. Think they might have signed a prenup. And get this now. I'm hearing news that one of her songs contains a reference to his manhood. Yeah, she's talking about the man's junk in one of her songs. And somehow you think that you won. Do I look like I'm going to go 50-50? No, you look like you're going to go 100-0. 100 your way. It's not a flex. Turn this off and delete.
Okay, so it has come to my attention that single moms are out here dating and they're not getting their date to pay for the sitter. First of all, I wouldn't even be going on a date with the person unless they're paying for the sitter. That is if I have my kids that day. So I'm here to tell you that there are men out there, gracious, generous men, who are happy to pay for your sitter. And I think that should be the norm. That should be the standard. And it's okay to say no to a date if they don't reach your standards. It's okay. There's plenty of them out there. So that's my tip. Don't go on if you were a single mom, do not go on a date with a man unless he offers to pay for the sitter. If he doesn't offer, then ask him if he will. 90% of the time they say yes. If they say no, I don't go to the date. That's fair. That's what's up. So anyways, yes, enjoy your life.
I honestly feel like this is the alcohol talking. She's got to be drunk.
One of my favorite Bo Burnham songs is called Lower Your Expectations. And in it, he says, ladies, I know what you want. And then he starts listing out a bunch of things that girls want in a guy, right? And when the first thing that he says is, you want a guy that's sweet, a guy that's tough, a feminist who likes to pay for stuff. I think Bo is very insightful and very observant, and the feminist who likes to pay for stuff line, it's very reflective of where we are as a society, even though this joke was made like a few years back. I think that was in one of his earlier Netflix specials. You have a bunch of women who identify as feminists, but simultaneously want to replicate patriarchal structures in their interpersonal relationship. He also mentions this in that song, Everyone's a Feminist Until There Is a Spider Around. And he's really right on the nose. I'm sorry, but he's making a lot of good points, because it's like, yes, everybody is all for social and political equality for women, except when it is inconvenient and you don't want it. And to return to the first point, this point has already been made, but I'll reiterate it. I do believe that it is somewhat hypocritical to both expect a man to like fund your entire lifestyle, pay for your rent, pay for your bills, pay for all your dates, and then also on the other hand say that you want equal participation in the relationship from both people. Now, I will add a huge caveat here that what is equal in a relationship is up to the two people who are in that relationship, right? It can be an equal arrangement to have one person pay for everything and then the other person does everything else, you know? However, traditionally speaking, when talking about this group of girls, these also aren't girls that want to be responsible for 100% of the housework, 100% of the childcare, etc., etc. Now, a counter argument can be made that no matter what happens in a relationship, it will never be equal between men and women. That's an argument that I'm sure Andrea Dworkin has already made. And so some girls will say, like, we're subsidizing the inequality, basically, with the man's money. But I think especially the line, everyone's a feminist until there's a spider around, really gets to the heart of the issue, where it's like your ideology is one thing and how you actually live in your life is another thing. Like when you see that spider and you call your boyfriend or whatever, and you're like, you need to take care of this, because subconsciously you believe that's a man's role. You guys are going to be like, Aisha, it doesn't matter, it's just a spider. That's not the point. I'm talking about how deep the patriarchy goes in the subconscious. And it's okay, by the way, that like we have these contradictions. I'm experiencing these contradictions. I identify as a feminist, but thinking about proposing to a man, guys, we've all been fucked by patriarchy. It's okay. That's just what happened. It's very much a type of feminism that's like, take everything that is convenient for you and leave whatever is slightly inconvenient.
And I feel like the spider it's the concept, it's the idea of danger, right? So if we switch spider with war, or there are certain things that you as a woman just physically cannot do, then I'm forced to have a man. I'm forced now because I can't physically do it, or I can't mentally sustain this pressure over a long period of time like a man can. I'm forced to bow down to his will. I'm forced to bend the knee because I need him. I have to have him. That's how it goes. So when we talk about the matriarchy rising and all that other stuff, why would a man be worried about that? I'm here to help you get whatever you want, whatever you need. I'm here to help you get that. But if y'all start talking about, I'm going to take over and I'm going to do all of this and other nonsense like that, it's not going to work. Why? Because you're going to get to a point where you need a man. And then the man is saying, now, think about it. Think about this. If you've been trashing somebody for a long time and they get the upper hand once, they're going to milk all of it. Think about in high school or whenever you've played sports or you've been in a situation, I'll use sports as an example, where a team has beat the dog out of you for 10 years straight. But that one time that team had a bad year or a bad game, y'all about to, oh yeah, yeah, you about to get it. We about to run up the score and you about to break the clock on you. Oh, well, that's unsportsmanlike. I don't care nothing about that. You've been doing this all these years. You about to get it. You can take that idea and concept and stick it into the situation to where you think that the matriarchy is going to have free reign. I'm telling you right now, y'all have these ideas of grandiosity. It's not going to work. You're going to get to the point to where you need the man, and the man is going to say, now it's my turn. And all y'all that thought you was jumping and piling on top of me and keeping me down, y'all about to see something.
Women see coffee dates as chemistry checks. Many of these men see coffee dates as a body check. Before you jump in my comments talking about, is she even married? I'm married. I could have married your daddy if I wanted to. Let's be clear. Let's not play games. I know where I've been going wrong when I tell my nieces and sisters to not do coffee dates, especially if you were over 35, especially if you were over 40. Some men love to talk about a woman losing all of her value, hitting the wall at 35. We know that's not true, but let's pretend it is true. Let's roll with that. Your time is limited. That means the scarcity of your time and your availability needs to increase. Your value is increased. You got to make yourself more valuable then. You are sitting on a commodity, your time. What happens on a first date? You are looking for chemistry, and I would add compatibility. It's very easy to fake chemistry. Compatibility is not so easy to fake. That's when you see how he interacts and how he relates to other people, not just you. That's when you get to see how he acts when you have to cancel on him because you had a work meeting that ran long, your child got sick, or whatever the case may be. These are things that happen when you're over 40 and dating. Compatibility is something that you cannot check on a coffee date. Use the phone calls for chemistry. Use the phone calls to gauge Zoom, everything else. Use that to gauge whether or not you vibe a little bit. Use a video call to see if he looks like his pictures, if his mannerisms don't irritate the shit out of you. Before you jump in my comments talking about, is she even married? I'm married. I have made lots of mistakes. That is the expertise I bring. I have made mistakes in my life, and I want to be able to say to you, sister, niece, daughter, you don't have to do it this way. Why do we all need to burn our hand on the stove? Baby, I said it's hot. You don't have to check and see. It's different for women. Women are looking at coffee dates as chemistry checks. Men are looking at coffee dates as body checks. That's the hill I'm going to live on. Live and breathe real clear on. That is why I do not think it's a good idea for women to invest in their time and energy in these things.
It's funny because I'm actually thinking of a woman that's also married on here. I can't remember her name. She did kind of the exact opposite. She lined the dates up, coffee dates, and she would meet a man. Oh, I'll meet you at 4 o'clock. I'll meet him at 5 o'clock. I'll meet him at 6 o'clock. And she would have these little meetings with the guys just to, kind of knock out and get to what she was actually looking for. She wouldn't waste a lot of time on that. I'm just here to see if we're compatible, to see if there's any chemistry in real life, see if we vibe, talk to you on the phone, on FaceTime, text and all that stuff. So now I'm meeting you to see if there's a vibe in person. I think a lot of men would be okay with this because at that point in time, we've talked, we've hopefully built some rapport, and now it's a low stakes. It's like a free trial, right? And in a free trial, you're supposed to test You're supposed to really see if you want that thing before you commit to the service. And I'm not talking about getting into bed with somebody. I'm just saying, in this quote unquote free trial, you can really get in there and talk and ask questions and see if you actually want to go on a dinner date, something that might be a little bit more formal, something that might be a little longer in length. Though for a coffee date, she was there for an hour, but you might be there for 2 or 3 hours. Like I said before, me and my wife sat in that coffee shop for about 3 or 4 hours. I think until they closed, or maybe like 10 or 15 minutes before they closed, and just sat there and talked. And that was it. No, went to Topgolf, same thing, played a little golf, got a little food, sat there and talked. Went over there, they had a little station to play Connect 4. Sat over there and played Connect 4. Got done with that, sat there and talked. That was it. That was it. Got to know one another. Y'all want to go on these big, expensive, fancy dates. Don't even know the guy by the end of the night. You just sat there for 3 or 4 hours talking about whatever you was talking about. It was nice. Y'all cheesed hard in front of each other's faces, but you don't even know him. So you don't even know if you want to go on a good date. Well, you probably do because you got good feelings about it. But other than that, you don't know. So at some point in time, you need to figure out exactly what it is that's going to make you happy. And you know how you can figure that out? By going on a coffee date, filling him out, him filling you out, and seeing where y'all end up at the end of 30, 45 minutes. It's not a crime.